We are taught that to be memorable, we must be loud, open, and transparent. We treat self-revelation as a way to connect. But in practice, providing every detail about yourself creates a social trap where you end up fading right into the background. When you reveal everything, you leave the other person with no questions to ask and no reason to keep thinking about you. You have effectively closed the loop on yourself. To change this, you have to understand a specific psychological mechanism called the Zeigarnik effect. Look at how the brain processes information. It is geared to ignore what is finished and fixate on what is incomplete. Once a task is done, the brain considers the data useless and moves on. But an unresolved situation creates cognitive tension, a mental itch that persists until the loop is closed. When an interaction feels entirely settled, you are filed away and forgotten. You aren't being remembered for your clarity. You are being discarded because you provided a sense of completion. This phenomenon was first documented in Vienna in 1927. Psychologist Bluma Zeigarnik was sitting in a cafe, watching how the waiters managed their tables. She discovered that waiters had perfect recall of complex, unpaid orders. They could track dozens of details across multiple tables simultaneously. Yet the moment the bill was settled, the waiter's memory of the entire order vanished. The settled bill signaled to the brain that the task was over. In social settings, if you answer every question and resolve every narrative, you are signaling that same task complete message to the person you're talking to. To maintain a presence in someone's mind, you have to stay in that high recall, unpaid order state. You have to retain the information. Their brain hasn't yet found a place to file it away. You can implement this through 3 specific methods. The first is the unfinished narrative. This involves opening a compelling conversational loop and then choosing to leave it open. You might say, for example, "That reminds me of the one mistake most people make when they try to build a life of freedom." But that's a conversation for another time. By withholding the explanation, you plant a seed. The other person's brain subconsciously flags the conversation as unresolved. Their mind begins to work on the missing details, creating a state of cognitive tension. This tension forces them to fixate on you long after you've left. Their brain is essentially doing the work of remembering you, for you. The second method is strategic disclosure. In a culture where people share their entire life history in the first 5 minutes, keeping your distance is a form of power. Think of your identity as this node map. Share the what, the outer nodes, but withhold the why. Keep the central core locked. These gaps force others to expend mental energy connecting the dots, creating a deep psychological tie. By forcing them to solve the puzzle of your motivations, you transform yourself from a casual acquaintance into a subject of genuine fascination. The final method involves the scarcity paradox, combining selective absence with high-value presence. Scarcity creates tension. When you aren't constantly available, people can't take your presence for granted. Strategic silence and selective visibility prevent the interaction from ever feeling finished. However, this only works if your time together is substantive. When you are present, you must offer total engagement, listen with analytical depth, and focus entirely on the interaction. The contrast between that high-quality engagement and your subsequent absence creates a palpable void. They are left thinking about the depth of the conversation and waiting for the next one. There is a clear line between strategic social architecture and empty manipulation. Using these strategies to manufacture anxiety or exploit someone's curiosity for selfish reasons is a misuse of the concept. The mystery must be backed by authentic substance. You're not trying to be a hollow enigma. You are choosing to reveal your true self more effectively. Think of these methods as a way to protect your genuine self from being overlooked. It ensures your interactions have the impact they deserve. Think about your own day. Is there an unfinished project or an unread book that's currently taking up space in your head? Mention that unresolved task in the comments. And if you want to understand more about social dynamics, subscribe to the channel. Being unforgettable isn't about being the most visible. It is about understanding the brain's fixation on the incomplete. By leaving open loops, revealing yourself in layers, and making your presence a scarce commodity, you tap into that persistent mental echo. You become a narrative thread in their mind, a story they feel a need to finish.